Chasing the stars, we'll stride into the dawn. Never back down till the battle is won. Face each foe with hearts brave and true, unafraid of the unknown, because I'll face it all with you. Hello, I'm the reviewer. You review it, I review you. This is my partner, Mr. It. Today, we'll be taking a look at Lydia the Bard's songs inspired by Peter Pan. If the name rings a bell, Lydia is arguably most famous for her reinterpretations of Disney songs, particularly the ones from heroines, as villain songs. What we'll be looking at today is a series of currently 3 original villain songs, 2 of which being for Tinkerbell and 1 for Wendy that, let's just say, deviates quite a bit from the source material. Anyway, we start with Fall Little Wendy Bird Fall. So, right off the bat, we're establishing that the Tinkerbell movies are canon. I don't know. I've always had mixed feelings about those films. Sometimes they have interesting lore, other times, well, let's just say they're exactly what comes to mind when you hear Disney fairies.
Little girl, you've no idea what you've got yourself into. Fly for a night and think the world's made for you. Well, I tried too hard to see all of my work come undone.
We've made too much money with these spin-offs for you to ruin it now!
Better grow some wings real fast. I see the way they look at you with tears in their eyes.
Didn't realize Peter was non-binary, but good for them. Yeah, if you're talking about the Lost Boys as a whole, maybe don't focus so much on Peter here.
Soon they'll start to dream of different lives.
Soon they'll start getting ideas and thinking.
Well, I won't let you tempt them. They have mine to protect. No use reminding them of the past.
I mean, you can try first. You'd be surprised what talking to people can do.
You don't seem to quite understand what is at stake. This messed up little family that I had to make. If I could let them all go home, please know that I would, but it'd do more harm than good.
Okay, interesting. So, for those unaware, in J.M. Barrie's original story, and in the first Tinkerbell movie for the sake of the Disney version, it's established that a fairy is born from the first laugh of a child. And apparently, in this continuity, when said child grows up, their corresponding fairy dies. As a result, Tink has gathered Peter and the Lost Boys for the sake of keeping her and her fairy friends alive. So she wants Wendy to die so she won't tempt them to leave Neverland. I have somewhat mixed feelings on this concept. On the one hand,
such a bold departure from the original source material!
In the original story, Tink tried to kill Wendy purely out of jealousy. And quite frankly, it wouldn't take that much of a stretch to turn that into the basis of a villain song. On the other hand, this is a very interesting concept to explore. For one thing, something that the Tinkerbell movies never got the chance to do is show how, or at least why, Tinkerbell is with Peter and the Lost Boys. And this is a better reason than the implication of a seemingly adult woman having the hots for a boy that's like 14 at oldest. Me. It gives Tink the old road to hell is paved with good intentions motivations. Do the ends justify the means? In short,
I'll kidnap 1,000 children before I let
Pixie Hollow.
die.
So why don't you fall?
Because it's summer.
Fall, little Wendy bird, fall. Why don't you fall?
You know, I forgot that Tink actually made that gesture in the film. Kinda terrifying that she knows what a machine gun is.
Fall, little Wendy bird, fall. Swear it's nothing personal, it's a necessary evil.
Wendy's fall, everyone dies.
Some would say I'm quick to rage, and maybe they're right.
What? No! Why, I haven't seen such an even-tempered Disney character since Donald Duck.
Wendy, darling, you have hit the wrong girl to fight. I will protect what is mine. A nasty little spark that must be smothered, snuffed out. Setting fires inside my house is just not allowed. If ended air and embers is what I must do, then darling,
part of me wishes that darling in the subtitles was capitalized, but I also think that may have been the point.
Fall, little Wendy bird, fall. Why don't you fall? Fall, little Wendy bird, fall.
Apparently, the part of the mermaids is going to be played by the sirens from Epic the Musical. Wait, wasn't it confirmed that Wendy was the child that gave life to Tink, not Peter? Me. But damn, imagine if they kept that angle. Would killing Wendy have ended up killing Tink? In her desperation to keep herself and her friends alive, she inadvertently causes her own destruction? That would be a fantastic story about karma. Well, anyway, after drowning her doesn't seem to work, Tink's final resort sees her getting her fairy friends involved and taking down Hook's ship as they try to leave Neverland.
I'm gonna clip your wings, cut your strings, baby, you won't feel a thing. Now that you're feeling tall, why don't you?
Do you have any ibuprofen? I got a headache.
Very rare that a villain succeeds in their plan. Anyway, we move on to Take the Shot, a song that can best be summarized as
Shooter! Shooter!
damn, they're really leaning on the Peter loved her angle. He was never really romantic in the film. Me.
Tink, what have you done?
I did exactly what I had to. Cut the rod right out from the root. Now be happy that I saved you from yourself.
What I believe you were trying to say is thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So now you stand against us. Need I remind you just exactly who brought you all this way? You wanna leave, be my guest. But sweetheart, don't you forget, we give gifts and take them away.
You know, that's another thing the Tinkerbell films never really got into. Those movies established that all fairies have a limited supply of pixie dust. So how does Tink seem to generate the stuff? Anyway, this whole sequence turns into half Peter trying to get revenge by taking out Tink, and half Tink and the fairies trying to take over the world? Me. I think the idea here is that as long as the fairies are revered, they won't die from people not believing in them.
So why don't you take the shot?
Okay, that's actually a really cool callback to Fall Wendy Bird Fall.
Go on now, take the shot. Oh, if you're man enough.
So, while I like the idea that Tink does still care about Peter, I'm not sure the visuals here really match the lyrics.
Why don't you take the shot?
Ah, the classic power corrupts angle.
You wanna shoot, and now you do. So give it up, and you know how to. But there's just one thing to truly be free. It's me you need, and I never agree.
Feeling a little regret?
No, right now we won't be condemned. So take the shot.
Squat.
Go on now, take the shot. Go on now, take the shot.
This is what the boss fight would be if Tink became a Heartless.
Why don't you take the...
Watch him somehow still miss. And finally, we got Die For Me. And I'm gonna be honest, it was kinda hard to be snarky about this one, but I do still have thoughts. So the premise here is, continuing after the previous songs, Wendy rises from the dead and wants nothing more than to be reunited with Peter. and to drag him down to be dead with her. Funnily enough, I feel like this song is both a perfect villain song for Wendy, and a completely unfitting one at the same time. In the movie, she was far more romantically interested in Peter than he was in her. Hell, I don't even think he understood romance. Which is why I find the Peter loves Wendy angle of these videos weird, but I digress. Not unlike with Tinkerbell, it really only takes a slight push of already established characteristics to come up with this yandere-style interpretation. My problem is with the whole undead angle. Sure, it makes enough sense with the context of the other videos, but on its own, and especially with this imagery, it feels less like, what if Wendy Darling had a villain song, and more like, what if Emily from Corpse Bride had a villain song. Anyway, the song ends with Wendy noticing that Peter has a memento of Tink. Is it a reminder of what he had to do, or a sign that Tink got him back in line? I think the former, but I think it's just vague enough that it could be either. Either way, I can only assume Wendy sees it as proof that Peter still loves the person that killed her, and thus she returns to death. Overall, these songs are really fascinating. The songs themselves are catchy, well-composed, and very well performed, and the accompanying animatics tell a very interesting interpretation of the Peter Pan story. If I've got a problem with them, it's that the songs don't really feel like they belong with the Disney version of Peter Pan. But to be fair, more recent official Disney products haven't been afraid to use songs that don't fit in with the first film. Plus, this really is taking its own swing at the material, a swing I would love to see a full movie/series of. I highly recommend it. I'm the reviewer. You review it, I review you.
Greetings, council members and associates, to our first ever Multiversal Magic Tournament. Before we begin, I would just like to say, regardless of the outcome, I hope you all enjoy yourselves over the coming months. Make some new friends, or even new rivals. Our first match will begin in 1 hour. Due to the sheer volume of contestants, the preliminary matches are expected to continue well into the following weeks. I suggest you manage your time wisely. You never know when you'll be called for your next match. Good luck to you all.
Well, the time has come.
Sadly, I understand the concept. Probably to keep everyone on an even playing field.
Well, maybe for the suckers who don't have this bad boy!
Yeah, what is that?
Well, since the guest list is public, I took the liberty in writing an algorithm that looks over the dossiers of all the contestants and predicts who our most likely opponents will be.
You mean we'll know in advance who we'll be facing?
Yes! To a degree. I can't guarantee anything, as the council's tournament organizers have the final say, but this should give us a pretty good idea.
Doesn't this kind of feel like cheating?
Nonsense! You just know that there are other folks in this tournament using their own methods to deduce their opponents. Besides, it'll only work for the preliminaries, as the rest of the tournament is likely randomized. So, reviewer, you ready to see who you'll be facing? Let's do this! And your first opponent, most likely, is... Uh-oh.
What uh-oh?
According to this, you'll be going against... Link, the Hero of Time, likely in a sword duel. Mean? According to the dossier, this Link is from a universe not unlike Ocarina of Time. Their Princess Zelda is a member of the Council and summoned Link special for this tournament.
Great.
And our next match, Reviewer versus Link. This will be a basic sword match. First to 3 hits is the winner. Begin!
Are they actually expecting Reviewer to fight a child?
Well, remember, he may be young, but he saved his Hyrule at least twice over. He would be more mature for his age because of that. Reviewer will need to keep his wits about, or he could just do that.
This tournament is a joke.